To Capitol Hill now, where you are looking at what is now the former congressional office of Trump's selection to serve as Attorney General Matt Gaetz. The House Ethics Committee abruptly called off a meeting to discuss their report into sex trafficking allegations against the former Florida congressman. Some lawmakers are calling for that report to be released after Gaetz abruptly resigned this week following his pick by President-elect Trump to be his Attorney General.
The timing of his resignation and flight with President-elect Donald Trump suggests he believes that this report is not friendly and favorable.
We are now joined by CBS News congressional correspondent Scott MacFarlane from Capitol Hill. Scott, good to see you. Speaker Mike Johnson is warning against the release of the report. What is his reasoning?
Yeah, he said so unequivocally today that he thinks it's a violation of the protocols, the tradition, the history of the House Ethics Committee, and it has very much been the protocol, the ethics and the history of the House Ethics Committee to not release reports on members who have resigned or retired in advance. Once you leave the U.S. House, once you're a former member, this committee loses jurisdiction, and it has been their protocol for years not to release findings because the jurisdiction is gone. We caught up with the House Speaker at the Capitol just a short while ago. Take a listen.
I don't know anything about the investigation. The Speaker of the House is not involved in those things. I am reacting to media reports that a report is apparently in some draft form and was going to be released on what is now a former member of the House. I do not believe that that is an appropriate thing. It doesn't follow our rules and traditions, and there is a reason for that. It would open a Pandora's box.
Oh, but Democrats have a different take, as you might imagine. They say this is a special circumstance that Matt Gaetz, the subject of this House ethics investigation, is poised to be nominated to be the nation's top law enforcement official, the Attorney General of the United States. And the senators who would vote to confirm or not confirm Gaetz have told CBS News they want to review this ethics investigation as well. To recall what's in the jurisdiction of the House Ethics Committee right now, there are allegations of sex misconduct and illicit drug use. This investigation began in 2021. Gaetz has denied all the allegations.
What more can you tell us about why that meeting scheduled for today was called off?
It's a good question. And part of this may be the rising scrutiny and the rising attention being paid to the House Ethics Committee. They do like to operate below the radar. They do like to operate outside of public view, and maybe gathering today in a known meeting room would be in public view. Just an estimation of what some sources are telling us. But to be clear, there is a reason for this protocol in the House Ethics Committee. And those I've known who've worked for this committee say that if you drop the case when somebody resigns or retires, that gives the committee leverage in the future to get a bad actor out. Hey, if you resign or retire, this thing goes away, which can be leverage the House wants to employ to get somebody who's accused of misconduct to leave. That being said, the Senate wants this report. The Senate has relationships with the House. Seems very possible the Senate gets its hands on this thing eventually, and it somehow makes its way to the public.
Scott MacFarlane, thank you.